on and not know I'm on. I'm looking to figure out this Instagram situation because I realized we were not live last time. I intend to be on all platforms. So we're doing things. Let's see if this works now. Stream key. Let's see, StreamYard. Do me right today, okay? Okay? Tell them, Grandma. Okay. So whoever's here, please tell me if you can see me on the Instagrams. Can you see me on the Instagrams? It says that I'm live. Can anyone tell me if I'm actually live? That'd be awesome. Hello. I don't know if I'm live. Everywhere? Let's see. I'm hoping and I'm praying. Is she live? I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it either, Grandma. Wait. Now am I live? Oh, yeah, I gotta look at the comments. Sorry. Wait. Yes! We did it, tribe. We did it. All right. Here I am. Hi, guys. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Jermaine. Hello. Day one, A1. Hi. I am Tenille Stewart, and welcome to my podcast. This is Happily Healed with Tenille podcast. My name is Tenille Stewart, and I help women who've gone from, have lupus, been diagnosed with lupus, go from confused and discouraged to healed, hopeful, and in control of the medical narrative. And I deal with all things chronic illness. And things that people don't think of as chronic illness are things such as drug and alcohol use. It is actually a disease. It is a brain thing where you are actually physically, mentally addicted. Not always physically, most of the time mentally addicted to a substance or substances or a feeling. We had my very amazing friend on here on episode 17, I think, 17, 18, about 10 episodes ago. He is a miracle human. I am so blessed to know him. We call him JiPpiL, but his God-given legal name, I guess, is Jonathan. And I invited him back to talk to us again. Please give a warm welcome in the comments to my amazing homie, brother, friend, JiPpiL. Hi.
What's going on, Tenille? How's the day going? Thanks for having me back.
It's going. Yeah, thank you so much for coming back, especially on short notice. I was just led. I was like, Lord, who needs to be on this episode? And it was you. I thought it was gonna be myself, and the Lord said, no, thank you. Invite that man. So, sir, please reintroduce yourself to my people.
All right. Well, my name's JiPpiL. I'm Jonathan Linus. JiPpiL. JiPpiL. Clean date, August 13th, 2024, which beautifully makes today 9 months. 9 months clean and serene.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right?
Good day. Happy anniversary. Let's go.
Today's the day.
So proud of you. That's amazing. So I love it that I was there when basically you decided that this was something that you had to do, or you love to do. What how long did you know? Or when was it like a conscious thing that you were
When was it a conscious thing that I decided?
like that you knew that you're like, oh, this is like I'm not I'm not doing okay. Like I can't.
Um, if I'm transparent and honest, when drugs and alcohol were introduced to my world, to my consciousness, I knew that they weren't for me.
Mm,
So I would say all the way back to age 7. I woke up in a house one day and realized that everybody was on some kind of substance except for me, and I beautifully found a behavior that I could latch onto before drugs or alcohol were even accessible to a 7-year-old,
yeah.
and it's been a lifelong journey to just acknowledge the truth. I knew who I was and who I wasn't from a very early age, and I tried to assimilate into the world where everything is made okay. And
Mm,
it's almost like we don't ever say somebody's wrong unless they're not drinking at the party with us. And so
mm,
you meet people, and it's not everybody, but definitely some people along the way are going to say, hey, everybody's doing it. You'll be okay. You can do it too. And for some of us, that's just not a path that we need to be on.
right. It's weird that you bring that up. It's weird to me that it's the one, maybe out of the couple, socially acceptable drug to do. Like it's an actual drug, and there's laws against it, and there's like no one's prescribing you that. There's no like back in the day, they said you could drink when you're pregnant, and like you could drink this time and that time because it was good for you. And the more research comes in, the more damning the evidence is that there's nothing good. Like beyond like a drink a day,
Yeah.
or a week, or a month, or a year, there's nothing good. So, like when you decided, so if you decided that you from young that it wasn't for you, how did you progress to like you tried it and were like everyone wants me to, I'm gonna try it, and then what happened?
I would say there was a time where I knew that it wasn't for me, and I didn't do it. And for a long time, I mean, I got to be 19, 20 years old before I started experimenting with anything. And I would say that I lived a pretty charmed first 19 or 20 years.
I
I
saw
wouldn't say,
pictures. I think you did. You're a cute baby. You're cute.
yeah, so I got my good days. I got
Yeah.
my good days. Um, but I know looking back that the reason that I had some of the charm, some of the easy experience, so to speak, was because I was doing the hard work early, and I define the hard work as staying true to self and allowing a higher power to guide me. If I was hearing a voice in my head that wasn't me, but it was a higher power leading me, and it was saying, hey, I need you to be one of the sober ones, I need you to be one of the clean ones, so that I could use you to the highest purpose that you've been given. And I'm
Mhm.
not saying that's the calling for everybody, and I'm not saying everybody needs to avoid substances and mind altering liquids, but I do. And
Mm.
it's something that makes me whole. I identify as a clean and sober person. And
Yes.
when I originally identified that way, it, there was people that would laugh, there was people that would make fun, but I knew who I was, and they couldn't change the truth.
Hmm.
And then I pretty much started lying to myself, saying, maybe I'm like everybody else, and I can. Maybe I
Hmm.
can. Maybe I can, and it won't be the issue that I know it would be or will be. And
Hmm.
so it's been a lifelong conversation, but for a good 20 plus years, I pushed the conversation out and just said, I got this. Let me do it my way, and let my way be the way that everybody else or some people will be more comfortable if I show up with a 12 pack or
Right.
show up with, something to share versus just show up. Just show up the way that you are and be who you are. And if it's somebody that drinks, then drink, but be healthy. And if it's
Right.
somebody that doesn't, then don't, but be
Right.
healthy. What's the healthy option?
Exactly. So like before the grand finale of things when you decided to go to treatment. I didn't realize, like it was. I thought you were a social drinker like everyone. Like we vacation together, and like on vacation, people are drinking and stuff and stuff. And I'm fine. Like I just chill and whatever. Like I drink occasionally, but like I'm definitely not drinking at every function or whatever. Um, so like, how did any? Do you think anybody else knew like how I was clueless? Do you think other people were clueless also?
Hmm. Do I know other people that are clueless?
Like, did people, other people around you,
Uh
like
huh.
me, know
Oh, okay.
about your addiction?
It's like the people can drink and drink too much, and society has created the norm of, oh, it's okay. They acted that way, but they were drinking. Like,
Hmm.
you know what? They were doing their drug of choice, and they it's not their fault. It's the fault of the substance, and we slough it off because a lot of us do the same thing. And it's like, well, if I look at them and I point the finger that they're wrong for doing that, the three fingers are pointing back at us when we point the one finger that way.
Right.
So it's like, do we really want to look at ourselves? So I think it's society has created an easy out for a lot of people and saying, you know what, it's okay that they're drinking because you know what, I've been there. I've done that, and I made it home, and I didn't hurt anybody, and for sure didn't hurt myself. But that's really
Mm.
the one that we're hurting the most, and everyone is painfully watching us hurt ourselves, maybe not knowing that we're doing it. But to answer the question more directly, I think it's something that people have learned to look away from instead
Mm.
of addressing um, in a healthy way. And maybe this is the turning point where people, you know, come to look at it.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking about when things we experienced recently, and the facilitator told us if somebody needed treatment for cancer, you wouldn't just be like, "You're fine. You don't have to go. It's cool." Like,
Hmm.
but saying that, there are people who still don't get treatment for cancer and decide to do it different ways or whatever, right? Or like
Right.
if someone was cutting themselves, if they were physically harming themselves in front of your face, there is no way on this planet that somebody would just be like, okay, that's fine, like cool,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
It's this type of stuff that's like it's insidious and it's like it's a mental thing. Like you said, you fooled yourself to believe that like everything is fine and I could be one of these people. And it looks like this when they're doing it. Like, commercials of people smoking, commercials of people drinking, and like they can do it like that. I can do it like that. Everyone's not built like that. Everyone does not have the same mental makeup, physical makeup.
Right.
If I were to do that, I know my body would crumble.
Hmm.
And like if mental awareness, mental illness awareness, or mental health awareness week this
Hmm.
week, and also mental health awareness month. Um, so I'm pretty sure you can tell me more than I actually know. I'm pretty sure that it is classified, like alcoholism, classified as a mental health uh, thing, right?
Yeah, the literature definitely classifies the issue as a disease. It's something that you don't control whether you have it or don't have it, and it's like contracting an illness. If you have it, you are uh, you're powerless to having it. You can do something about it,
Right.
if that makes sense. You
Yeah.
can you can treat the addiction. You can treat the illness. The illness is really thoughts and behavior, and learned process, and there's a lot to it. And I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a professional counselor, but I work 12 steps, and I go to meetings, and I stay around a healthy place, around other people that are practicing recovery, and that's really what it's about. It's getting around people that are doing what you need to do, because if you need to be drunk, you need to hang out with people that are drinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
For
want to
sure.
be clean, you need to hang out with people that are staying clean.
That part.
It's real
Yeah,
simple.
that is true. Um, Thank you everyone who's here. I'm so sorry. I forget that I have to go back to the Instagram people. Hello, Instagram people. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Um, so I commend you, and I'm very proud of you for getting into AA and NA and all the A's. I'm not sure how that goes, but um, tell somebody who is thinking about making that decision, like tell them like how it has helped them change, or like what you would advise them. You know.
You know, like if you think you have a problem, you you might. And to figure it out, there's steps that you can take. There's measures that you can take. You can go to the doctor. You can get a medical assessment. You can figure out, from a medical professional, if you're sharing truthfully and transparently what you're going through, what your relationship is around alcohol or drugs. This person can assess you not just verbally, but physically. If there's a physical addiction where this drug or alcohol must be taken in order to limit certain reactions, then the medical professionals know what they're talking about. They see people who are well beyond the point of healthy using. And there's a difference between somebody that uses recreationally and somebody that uses to make the symptoms of using too much go away. Because it's almost like a little hair of the dog. If I drank too much last night, having a little bit more today in the morning can make me feel better. It's not really the case,
Right.
but the body is saying, hey, instead of dealing with eliminating the poison, let me go back to taking in a little more. And it's oftentimes numbing, and intoxicating is probably not the perfect word. It's pain releasing.
Mm-hmm.
Some drugs are gonna uh, create a euphoria. Alcohol creates a numbing, like an anesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are feeling pain from using too much alcohol or not getting enough alcohol, if you've gone to that level,
Mm-hmm.
having a little bit will take the pain away.
Yeah.
So medical professionals, licensed counseling professionals, there's 12-step programs you can find on almost every corner in every country in every city around the globe. Being around people who have a problem and know they do, there's steps, and the steps are: go to a meeting, get in the literature, get a sponsor, stay around, pray into your day, pray out for the day, and let a higher power run your life, because it's running our own lives how we got in this problem. So maybe
Mm.
we need help getting out of it.
Amen. 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 Okay. Amazing advice. I also appreciate that you got me to look into Al-Anon, which I kind of had heard of, but wasn't really aware of exactly how it worked. Uh, and I don't even know. You just brought it up a few times, and I was like, okay, like yeah, I should look into that. Is your family and stuff there in it? Like people you know are in it? Yeah,
As far as Al-Anon,
yeah.
so there's 12-step programs. 12-step programs are just essentially programs that revolve around taking 12 steps.
Mm,
It's outlined in the literature, it's outlined in the meetings if you go. I'll just leave it at that. If you need the 12 steps, they will definitely help you. And Al Anon, so Alcoholics Anonymous is the original organization that started in the 30s. There was a bunch of people that weren't finding help through medical profession or
mm,
psychiatry or counseling. And so there were some people that started hanging out in Ohio that created a group setting where they could talk about the problem and essentially eliminate the compulsion to continue to create the problem. And
mm,
there was a couple people, Dr. Bob and Bill W. These are two people that started the literature writing process that led to Alcoholics Anonymous. They found the group in Ohio, and that group combined with Dr. Bob and Bill W. got together and created the system that is now worldwide, that goes into, rooms where people are welcome to come to open meetings, and there's closed meetings that are closed to alcoholics or addicts only. Um,
Mm,
there's Alcoholics Anonymous, there's Narcotics Anonymous, there's Cocaine Anonymous, there's 12-step programs for sex addiction, there's 12-step
mm,
programs for other substances, and I can't list them all because I don't know them all and I don't
yeah.
attend them all.
Hmm.
The process is generally the same.
Yeah.
One of those 12-step programs is called It's called Al-Anon. It's different than Alcoholics Anonymous. Al-Anon is a 12-step program that is designed to help people understand what they've been experiencing through and from alcoholics.
Hmm.
So someone who might not be an alcoholic, or they can be, but let's say that they're not, but
Hmm.
they lived growing up with alcoholics in the house.
Yeah.
They were around behavior that just didn't make sense because their brain isn't this way, so they
Hmm.
can't understand what they're being put through or going through. And this is a group where you could go figure out what were you experiencing from the perspective of the person that is sick, and what can you do about it, because if you can't think like this, then it's hard to think backwards and get yourself out of it. But
Right.
if you can understand that this person is sick and their actions are tainted, and this isn't a personal thing and it's not about you and you are worthy, and if you felt otherwise, maybe understand the sickness by going to Al Anon. And then there's steps for people that are not alcoholics to then function with people that may still be using alcohol in their life, but there's a way to address people. There's a way to um, not take it on as your problem, and surrounding yourself with other people that are going through the same thing that you're going through is one of the best
Hmm.
ways to get through anything. And not just we're not just talking about addiction, but if you're sick with cancer, you go hang out at a cancer ward and you take the medication and the treatment that the cancer patients take that get them better. You surround yourself with people that are getting the results that you're wanting, and you do what they did to get the results.
Right. Yes. Right. That is like, I'm so glad that I've never heard of that before. You told me, and it is so impactful, so powerful, and like, you know, it's anybody else can go to therapy and deal with somebody else who has a mental illness of some kind, or like they have a family member, a child, or something like that who has any kind of other illness. You get support. So Al-Anon is the same type of support that you need if you are dealing with someone else who has an addiction problem. If you have an addiction problem and you need to be able to talk about it with your friends and your family or whatever it is, all the AAs and Al-Anon. I'm going to put the link to those things in the chat, in the description when I upload this. And if anybody is needing help or whatever, refer to those links. Also, refer to Jonathan. Where can people find you?
Mm. Where can people find me? You could find me on Instagram if that's where we're streaming live. My
Everywhere.
handle is all the places.
Yeah.
Instagram, I am at not afraid 333.
Yes.
So you can
Okay.
find me there, and then I'm on Facebook under Jonathan Patrick Linus, and it's. Let me just say this in summary. We get a daily reprieve to stay away from the issue that has caused the unmanageability in our life.
Mhm.
And being around other people that are working the program, a program, any program that is leading to successful results
Mhm.
is the answer.
Yeah.
And letting a higher power guide the way is part of the answer. I couldn't do this by myself, my way, in any way, shape, or form, at any time for 27 years. And then
Right.
I let go, and I let God back into my life. And it doesn't have to be God. A higher power can be the group of people that you're connecting with, that you meet with regularly. It can be
Mhm.
any religion. It can be any faith-based belief that a bigger thing is in control. And I'm somebody like I get to. Oh, what did I say this morning? I was talking to somebody on the phone, and I said, "Oh, it was so good." But it's I play a role. I play
Yeah.
a role and I'm able to do what this one human body can do. And
Hmm.
the one thing I am committed to is staying clean and
Hmm.
getting to a meeting and calling my sponsor and just getting to tomorrow. And then all of the other things, like this charmed phase of my life that was the first 20 years,
Hmm.
I had opportunities at every turn of every corner on every street. And that is coming back in just 9 months of being true to myself.
Yep.
There's things that are completely opening doors that I thought were closed, that I thought I had cemented, that I thought I had locked forever. And those doors perhaps were always open, but those doors can only receive me in the way that God sends me, which is clean. So
Amen.
it's something that is available for everybody. Any alcoholic or addict can lose the compulsion and find a new way to live, and it's through working a program, working the steps, going to treatment, going through rehab, getting around people that are having the success and the results, and just copying what they do because we're not doing anything that is crazy or made up. It's just staying true to the next right thing. And in doing that over and over and over, you create massive results. But it's little tiny steps and little tiny thoughts and avoidance of little tiny behaviors that lead to crazy unmanageability. This is just one little tiny step at a time around people that are doing the same thing that you're doing.
Amen. All right. Well, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for being here. Find Jonathan if you have questions. I'm gonna put those websites in the description. And thank you guys for being with me. Thank you, Bren. Thank you, Jermaine. Thank you, everyone on Instagram because I don't know who those people are. But
Yeah.
thank you so much. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. Stay happily healed. All right. Bye.
Yes. Thank you again, Tenille. And I'm so sorry for the reasons that we came together and
I know.
always in uh, perfect order why we are together. So,
Amen. All right. I'll see you later, Jonathan. Bye.
bye.